I am thrilled to introduce the 2026 Harley-Davidson Knucklehead. As you can see, the craftsmanship on this model is simply unmatched.
How are you, riders? Welcome to CarSphere Showroom, where legends don't just return, they roar back to life. And today, what stands before us isn't just a motorcycle. It's a resurrection. A name that shaped an entire culture. A name that built the backbone of American motorcycling. The 2026 Harley-Davidson Knucklehead. A reborn classic that blends old-school soul with new-generation fire. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to ride history with modern muscle beneath you, buckle in. This machine is about to pull you straight into the golden era of Harley, with the brutal performance of today. The first thing that strikes you the moment you lay eyes on the 2026 Knucklehead is just how unapologetically vintage it looks. Yet nothing about it feels outdated. That iconic, knuckle-shaped rocker box design is back, sculpted with precision, polished to perfection, and mounted proudly like a badge of honor. The tank wears classic Harley curves, smooth, bold, and unmistakably retro, while the frame keeps that low-slung stance riders loved decades ago. But then, the modern touches slide in quietly. Full LED lighting cleverly shaped to mimic old incandescent glow. Machine-cut wheels with that 1940s aura, and a stripped-down silhouette that screams heritage. It's the kind of bike that turns every head before it even starts. It's nostalgia on two wheels, rebuilt for the present. But the real magic begins when the engine fires up. Harley went all in. This isn't just a tribute. It's a rebirth with real muscle. The new 1510cc V-twin brings modern refinement to the legendary Knucklehead architecture. You get around 92 horsepower and 140 Newton of torque, delivered with the deep, thumping character only a Harley can produce. Twist the throttle, and the power comes in thick, heavy, and satisfying. Exactly the way a vintage-inspired cruiser should feel. On the highway, it stays composed and confident, pulling effortlessly through mid-range. In the city, it's surprisingly smooth for a big twin, yet still raw enough to remind you you're riding a piece of history. Every shift, every vibration, every rumble feels crafted, intentional, authentic. Handling is where Harley made some of the biggest improvements over the original era. The 2026 Knucklehead sits on a modernized steel frame with upgraded forks, a hidden rear monoshock for cleaner lines, and a suspension tuned for comfort without sacrificing control. Take it into a curve, and it leans with a controlled elegance that older classics simply never had. It's stable, predictable, and far more refined than you'd expect from a bike with this much vintage DNA. Braking has also stepped into the future with dual front discs, ABS, and cornering safety systems that quietly assist without stealing the spotlight. It still feels like an old-school Harley, but it behaves like a modern one. And while it keeps a stripped-back appearance, it doesn't hold back on technology. You get a discrete digital gauge cluster hidden inside a classic round housing, Bluetooth connectivity for navigation and music, ride-by-wire throttle, selectable riding modes, in Harley's modern traction and stability suite. Everything blends so seamlessly into the retro aesthetic that nothing seems out of place. It's the perfect balance, heritage on the outside, tech where it counts. Comfort-wise, the 2026 Knucklehead is built for long hauls. The seat is wide, supportive, and wrapped in premium retro-stitched leather. The mid-mounted controls make for a relaxed, commanding posture. Comfortable for cruising, but still engaging enough for spirited rides. With a fuel tank offering around 280 to 300 kilometers of real-world range, this bike invites you to hit the open road and just keep going. Every mile feels like a story unfolding. But Harley didn't stop there. For the true collectors, there's a 2026 Knucklehead Heritage Edition, limited, numbered and painted in vintage-era colors with hand-brushed pinstripes, a brass emblem, and retro-style white-wool tires. It includes a serialized plaque and special exhaust tuning for a deeper, more classic rumble. It's an instant collectible, something that won't just hold value, but rise in it. So who is the 2026 Harley-Davidson Knucklehead really for? It's for the rider who values emotion over electronics, character over convenience, soul over sheer numbers. It's for those who want a motorcycle that feels alive, something that tells a story every time the engine turns over. Whether you're a long-time Harley loyalist or a younger rider drawn to heritage machines, the Knucklehead is a bridge between eras. A motorcycle that honors the past while embracing the future. And at a starting price of around $22,500, it positions itself as a premium heritage cruiser, an investment in craftsmanship, a legacy, and unmistakable identity. So as we roll to the end of this ride, here's the truth. The 2026 Knucklehead isn't just a motorcycle. It's a revival. A reminder of why we fell in love with the road in the first place. It's the sound of classic American steel echoing into a new generation. And if you're ready for a machine that delivers nostalgia, performance, style, and soul in one unforgettable package, then maybe it's time to throw a leg over the legend reborn. So who is the 2026 Harley-Davidson Knucklehead really for? It's for the rider who values emotion over electronics, character over convenience, soul over sheer numbers. It's for those who want a motorcycle that feels alive. Something that tells a story every time the engine turns over. Whether you're a long-time Harley loyalist or a younger rider drawn to heritage machines, the Knucklehead is a bridge between eras. A motorcycle that honors the past while embracing the future. And at a starting price of around $22,500, it positions itself as a premium heritage cruiser, an investment in craftsmanship, in legacy, and unmistakable identity. This is Car Sphere signing off. Ride safe and never stop exploring.